What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So this is going to be basically an introduction video for this new YouTube channel, and I've been actually trying to do this YouTube channel for the last year or so. I just had a lot of stuff going on. So what I'm going to be doing in this channel is talking about, simple living, minimalism, how I became a minimalist, how you can enjoy your best life possible, and I'll talk about a lot about how to do that, how I go about doing that, just trying not to stress out about things. But anyway, so I'll use this video as an introduction. So my name is Nick, and I became a minimalist, I would say maybe 7-8 years ago, almost 8 years ago, around 2015, late 2014. So when I was growing up, I used to get spoiled by my parents a lot. So Christmases and things like that, it was just absolutely ridiculous how much toys that I would get for Christmas, for my birthday, you name it. I would just get all kinds of stuff. So you can imagine how much junk gets accumulated over the course of 25, 30 years, right? I had a lot of toys. I had a lot of toys from the 80s, 90s, and up to the early 2000s and whatnot. So basically, how I became a minimalist was way later in life, obviously. As I mentioned, it was about 7 years ago, almost 8, was the death of my mother. So to make a long story short, my mother died towards the end of 2014, right? And what I discovered about my mom, God love her, I miss her, but is that she saved everything. So she saved documents of bills that she paid in the past. I don't know, she had a whole stack. She wasn't a hoarder per se, you know how the typical hoarders, they have the stacks of papers or whatever it is that they collect all over the place. No, my mom was pretty organized. But she saved everything, knickknacks and any gifts that the kids would make or give during Christmas or her birthday, everything, you name it. I'm not even joking. All kinds of stuff over the years, stuff I didn't even realize she still had. So upon the passing of my mom, we lived in a house at the time. I lived with my stepdad, and it was just us three basically. Not a huge house, but a 2-bedroom house, I think it was. 3-bedroom, I think, and a basement. So the task came upon me to go through the stuff, what we're not going to keep, what we're going to donate, what we're going to throw away. So it was organized in that way. And I realized as I was going through the process, besides the fact that my mom had a lot of crap, was that I had this feeling of, wow, getting rid of stuff, creating space in the house. It was kind of a liberating feeling as I was getting rid of stuff and going through different things, going down memory lane, as it were, as well. Things I didn't even realize, like I said, that my mom had. So I started thinking, it took probably 2 months to go through that, by the way. So I was thinking, maybe if I go through my stuff that I don't need, it'll make me feel better. Who knows? So I ended up going through all the stuff I had, and I didn't throw stuff away. What I did was I categorized it as donate, sell, and do you really need this kind of thing, And then there was the garbage stuff that just nobody would accept, no one would want. So I would go through my stuff, and I sold quite a bit of things, made a little bit of money. And I realized, wow, I like this kind of feeling of not having that much stuff. So I continued to do that. It took me maybe, a good 3 to 4 months to go through everything. Not every single day I was doing it, but every weekend I would go through it or whatever, and little by little. So I even had a yard sale actually for some of the stuff that I could sell, for cheap, a few bucks here or there, and spend a day outside in nice weather, So yard sale was good. And I was also preparing to move to my own place at this time. So I had actually not, I stayed with my stepfather for another, I think it was 2 years after my mom passed. I ended up moving into 2017. So almost 3 years we stayed together, hung out and whatever. Just, at a difficult time, it seemed like the right thing to do. And I helped him also get rid of some of his stuff. So he didn't turn to minimalist like I did, but I was able to convince him to get rid of. Hey, you don't need that. You can make some money, here or there. So ever since then, I don't own a lot of stuff. I try to keep it, around 100 items. It's sometimes a little difficult. You'll hear a lot of people limit it to like 100 items or whatever, but I tend to stick with like between 100 and 200, depending if you really need certain stuff. Like clothes, you need that, obviously. You don't want to have too much of it, but you got your cameras and things like that and whatever. So I try to keep it between 100 and 200 items for me personally, so that it's just easy to move around and go from one place to another. So I've adapted to this type of lifestyle, and I feel just like less clutter. There's just so much less that I have to worry about, especially if I'm moving or if I want to travel somewhere or whatever. I just have so much less that I have to worry about. Now I'm living in another country, and before I moved out of that place, I got rid of even more stuff. So I even became less cluttered, and I think I own now about 100 items total. I left some stuff back home in Canada, where I'm originally from, and I'll probably retrieve the rest of it at some point, maybe this year, hopefully. But as I'm living here, I don't have really that many things. I think I have maybe 80 to 90 items total, and you end up feeling a little bit less stuck in where you're at. It's hard to explain unless you really go through the process, but I feel that I'm able to pick up and go wherever, and it's not going to be like a burden. I feel less pressure on my back, less stress, let's put it that way. So whenever I go to buy things, because I still buy things, but I don't really accumulate. I don't accumulate anything. I think about, do I need this item? I ask myself this: do I need this item? Do you want to spend that much? Do you think it's worth it? I ask myself a few different types of questions, just so I can evaluate the purchase. Every purchase, honestly, every single purchase that I make, I evaluate it. So I go through that. I never did that before. I just urge buy and things like that, and that's not the best way, especially for financial reasons as well, right? So I just suggest anybody who's thinking about being less cluttered, if you want it easier moving around to different places, if you want to be that type of person that you don't have to be tied down because of your stuff, think about considering being a minimalist or having like a simple living. I prefer to call it simple living, because you don't need all this stuff. We really don't need many things. Like, I find that in Western society, especially Canada, US, and some European countries, it seems like it's the focus of life, where you get a good job, you make good money, you have to own this, own a great car, buy a house, things like that, buy whatever people around you have as well, buy certain things to impress people that really you don't even like, or they don't like you. It's just, I've got out of that type of lifestyle. That's just for me, and that's what my channel is going to be talking about. Things about being free, simple living, traveling light, things like that. I'm hoping that this channel becomes a serious help. I've followed a few other YouTubers, and it kind of inspired me to do my channel and talk about my experiences as well. You only have one life to live in this world. Why not do it not having to spend all your money and worry about what you're going to do with your stuff, So I'm hoping this reaches some of you. The other thing I want to mention as well is I don't really, and maybe I go against the norm, but I don't celebrate really Christmas in the traditional fashion of the new traditional fashion, because way back when it was probably something else, of giving gifts and things like that. I just think it's just not for me. It's not my thing. I don't believe you should have to buy gifts and stress out on going out into the shopping malls and order online all your stuff. Oh my God, I gotta get. It's just, I think it's complete nonsense. I don't mind celebrating the holiday season as in like getting together and having drinks or whatever, having dinner. That part I'm totally okay with. I just think it's, and I went through this. I remember so many times during Christmas where you'd rush to get that gift for somebody, or you'd have to go. Are you gonna make it in time? Oh, have you done all your Christmas shopping? Like, come on. Who needs that stress, really? So that's just my thoughts. If you guys celebrate Christmas that way and believe in buying gifts, there's nothing against that. What can I say? But I believe that being a minimalist and living simply, for me personally, was the way to go. I still have maybe a few things that I could probably donate and get rid of. I'm always looking for that next, minimalizing high, I guess it is, how I feel like, I don't have to worry about bringing boxes. I just remember going through boxes and boxes of things, and it's real stressful. Now I don't have that. I basically live out of a luggage. I have a few things I bought from here. I have my camera gear and things like that. It's just, for me, it's the way to go. So I'm hoping this video wasn't too long, and that you guys follow me and join me on this journey of finding out really what simple living is, and how to incorporate this in your day-to-day life. For those of you who are thinking about doing it, looking at alternative ways of living in this world. And I just think that's, I'm going to have a lot of fun recording these. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you guys in the next video. I didn't mean to ramble on too much, but I'll try to have a few videos every week and talk about this. Until the next video, guys, take care and see you in the next one, okay? Bye-bye.